Hi.
Morning. Or good afternoon to you. Good evening.
Evening, yes. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. We're just waiting for Liv to come on.
All right. Rock and roll.
Yeah.
How about you're based over in Ireland? Yeah.
I am, yes. Liv's
Okay.
not, but I am.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. How many people we got in this thing today?
I believe, including myself, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Private party. Oh, here we go.
Private party. That's it. That's exactly it. Right. When Liv comes, I'll. Did she not? I mean, I'm gonna send her the link. Oh, there she is. There we go. You found it then.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, dear.
You all right?
My inbox is such a mess.
Welcome
I'll give
to
you a
my
class on organizing it when we're finished. Right. So before we invite anyone in, we were just wondering, how much time do you have?
I've got about an hour before I gotta hop off and do a couple interviews. So
That's cool. Right.
yeah.
And Liv, do you want to tell them how much we raised? Because it's your PayPal.
We got so far £89, so nearly 100-ish.
Yeah, so just about £100, and that's going to go towards Colour for Change.
Wonderful. Very
Right.
cool.
I'm going to invite people in now.
Oh yeah, I should probably do the same because I've got a couple of people.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god, now I've got to go through this pile of emails again. Oh my god.
The cat photo is appropriate.
That's Liv's cat.
Oh, I forgot that was there. No, I'm already on it. I don't want to open it in Zoom.
Right. Okay, people are joining now.
I know that's Discord. Wrong thing.
Okay, and I said I was gonna send. Oh, Jesus, everybody's coming.
Here they come.
Here they come.
Yeah.
Woo! Oh, hey. Some friendly faces.
Hi.
Hey, Miss Beth.
Hey!
Scarlett and Mom, hi.
Mira.
Hola.
There's Mom! Yay!
Yay!
Dale, hola. Hasta sí. She is not in the mood today.
Oh, that's good.
That's okay. I'll try to
But
put
she
it in
like to sleep with that. So
I love that. So cool. That's great.
Okay. More people.
Beth, what are you out running errands?
Yes, I'm in my car, so the kids can't bother me.
Ah, very
Smart.
Very smart.
When does that work with parents?
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Who are we waiting for? Hi. Hi.
Oh,
What
the
are we waiting for?
friend.
Are we just waiting for Sarah?
Mándale beso.
And the other person that I've messaged.
Oh, yes, yes.
Is it Cerys? Am I pronouncing that right?
Carrie.
Karis, I was way off. Hi, how are you?
That's okay. That's okay. When I first met her, I called her Ceres for ages.
That's a very unique name.
Hi, chat.
Hi, how are you?
I don't know you remember me, but I had this private chat with you a while back.
I remember.
It's Wizarding World.
That's right. I remember your little video of screaming.
Yes, I was freaking out.
Hi, Jeba. Ida, hello.
Hi.
This is quite a little party we got going on here.
Yeah. I can't believe we got so many people.
I don't think I know any of these people here.
all going to be good friends by the end of this.
That's brilliant.
Hi, Beth.
Hi.
Right.
That's the best part of this. We would have all been at the convention in the UK, and I so missed that.
Oh yeah, Enchanted.
Yeah.
That'd be so.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, sorry, my dog is making noises.
Bring him. Hurry.
Come here.
Lower the barrier.
Oh, Hannah's coming now in a second.
So we still waiting for some people.
Yeah, we're waiting on someone that lives been in contact. We're waiting for Hannah and Sarah, I believe.
Oh, Rachel, Jen. I think there's Rachel and Jen joining in as well.
Oh yes, I didn't know their names. Yeah. Well, anyways, we might as well just get started while we're doing it. So before we do this, I am actually recording this, and if that's okay with everyone, if I just put it up on my YouTube after this.
That's fine. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Well,
Okay.
we never actually discussed what we were doing here. What were we doing?
Basically, ask questions, girl.
Well, I can say that from my side, I'm glad that Chad don't cut their hair yet. So, and no hair. So, who knows that?
Yes, no harm.
Oh no! Don't
Here.
talk about hair.
Oh, here's Hannah.
Oh, mine.
This is the longest my hair has been in 20 years.
Oh wow.
That's
we
me
found out.
dressing up for this.
We found out that our salons and nails places will open next week.
Oh, cool.
I'm very excited.
Gemma, you've been practicing Call of Duty? You've been working with Beth?
I've actually not. I've not played since Friday because I've had people over. So I've been bad. I've been having lots of alcohol.
Nice.
Gemma, next
I
time
say with more.
I'll play with you.
Okay, yeah, that'd be good. I'll just try not to swear so much this time.
You want Beth on your team for sure.
There she is.
Can we just say where everybody is zooming from?
Sure.
Netherlands.
Where?
From the Netherlands.
Oh, so cool. I'm in San Jose, California.
Oh, cool. I'm coming in from Ireland.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm Wales.
All right.
So
UK.
I'm England.
Those are all the areas I want to go visit one day so badly. I want to see Wales. I want to see Scotland.
I want to see
Come
Scotland.
visit us. Come
we just
visit
need
us.
to make a trip.
Hi, Sarah. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
Why do I?
Chad, where are you zooming from? Morning.
Castle Frankenstein, obviously. some
More
lost
color
woman
there.
Hour. No, I'm in Los Angeles.
You are.
Yeah. Hello,
Oh,
Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
You didn't have to set an alarm for this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, nice.
Rachel.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
Is it?
Oh my goodness.
Got a mystery, Rachel.
Okay, that's true.
We got a mystery.
I am
Rachel,
on
too.
here.
Is there two Rachels on here, or are we just having
Yes,
trouble with?
there is two of you, Rachel. Oh, one.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh my goodness.
Only the real
Yeah,
Rachel.
that's the thing I would do. Now, let me see. Just hold a minute.
So
Can I
Emma
say
and
thank you,
Olivia.
Olivia?
Emma
you,
and
Olivia,
Olivia
for
put
putting
this
this
together,
together.
so I'm putting them in
I don't know
charge.
how to figure it
Oh,
out.
good God. Don't put us in charge.
Oh, you're in charge.
Well,
You're in
it's
charge.
more we're just here to hang out and something to do during lockdown. So, does anyone have any questions to ask, or
What did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
do you basically have any questions or something to ask?
Well, I got some questions for chat.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wrote them down. How did you get into acting?
How did I get into acting? It's a very strange story, actually. I grew up in a very small town in upstate New York. Very beautiful, very rural, a lot of farmland and country. And I went to college and I was a journalism major. And I grew up playing sports and never acted a day in my life. And I moved to LA and I got a job doing public relations, which is working with media outlets, radios, newspapers, television shows, and we were promoting the projects of actors and entertainers. If any of you have heard of Gladys Knight, Scott Bakula from Quantum Leap and the Star Trek show, he's on NCIS New Orleans right now. Those were some of our clients. Jacqueline Smith. I'm too old. You are all way too young. Remember Charlie's Angels, the original show. But Jacqueline Smith was one of our clients. We had a lot of really cool clients, and so I was working on helping to promote their television and film stuff, which introduced me to all sorts of stuff about the entertainment industry, the people, and going down to Paramount Studios and going on the Jay Leno show and red carpet premieres and all this fancy stuff. And then acting came after that. And I started taking some acting classes after a few years out in LA, and here we are.
Cool.
how old were you?
How old was I?
Yeah, when you started.
When I took my first acting class, I think I was already 25, 26. And I am now 57 years old. It's a long road.
That's amazing.
That's so cool.
So you can really start in this industry at any age. You really can.
Yeah, you know what? You hear stories like that all the time. People switching careers late in life and pursuing acting, and a lot of them go on to be, really successful. And I don't know. For me, it was fun. I always had a day job. I always had my salary there and my insurance and everything else, which all you international friends don't know. I'm sure you've read lots of stories, but insurance is a very complicated thing in the U.S. for some ungodly reason. So it's always very important to have that. And so I had a career, and I got to approach acting, for the fun of it. I wasn't desperate because I had a career going on. So it really allowed me to take my time and just ease into it and have fun with it. So I did get started late, and everyone in the industry will tell you that's too old, whatever. But I'm like, yeah, maybe for you, I'm fine. So
what made you actually realize to quit your previous career and then just continue making a new one within acting?
Yeah, I was doing both for a while and just getting really burnt out. So, you put in 50 hours a week into an office, and then if you're lucky enough to get a job, you're flying off around the world and working your butt off for a month. And then I had a good situation where I could always kind of come back to that job. But, it was just so exhausting because in between the acting jobs, you're auditioning a lot, and there's so much time and energy you have to put into being an actor. So it felt like I had two full-time jobs, and it just wasn't sustainable. You've only got so much energy, you've only got so much time. And the one thing I really enjoyed was acting, not sitting at a desk. So I think it was after the third sniper movie I did, Sniper Ghost Shooter. That one took me to Bulgaria again. And I also went down and we shot into Turkey, Istanbul, and a few other places. So I think when I came back from that shoot, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna switch gears, full-time actor, we're gonna let the day job go. And I figured, you know, if things really dry up and don't work out for me, I can always go back and sit at a desk and work. But so far, so good.
So what was your parents' reaction when you've just said, I'm quitting my day job, moving into acting? What was your mom's reaction?
By that point, I was already in my 30s, so if they had issues with that, that was a long time ago.
My mom would still have something to say about if I decided to like change careers or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of parents do. A lot of parents do. My parents are super cool. I think they were shocked. Excuse my French. They were shocked as hell when I moved to LA. Did not see that coming, even though I kind of told them. You know, we grew up in a very small town. My parents were high school sweethearts. They, you know, a town of 2,500 people. They were born there. They still live there to this day. So when I packed up my car to move across country at 21 years old, they're just like jaws hit the ground. I'd been talking about it for months and planning for it, but when I actually was setting out on the road, it kind of hit him really hard. It was like, oh my God, he's really doing it. And I haven't been back to New York since, just for visits. So they've always known that I've done my own thing and been okay. So they're just the proud parents in the small town, you know. I'm like, oh, you got a new movie coming out? I'm like, oh, you're in a TV show. I hope you don't die. So, they're super chill and very supportive. So I'm grateful to have that.
Right.
That's so cool.
Who's next? What do you got for me?
I have a
question. Oh, okay, you can go. It's okay.
No, go ahead.
I had to go first.
Oh, I was just going to ask, so when you actually were in your car driving across country, when you arrived in LA, did you have a place to stay? Or did you stay with friends?
Yeah, so funny story about that. My grandfather road tripped out with me across the country, which was super cool. It was the most quality time I've ever spent with him. You know, he's an old school, you know, military veteran, you know, very, 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 very kind to all his grandkids, but, you know, very, you know, strong, silent type. And we just had a blast. We were on the road for 4 days, and I got to know all about him and his experience in the war and meeting my grandmother and everything else about his life, which was a super cool experience for me. But yeah, my last semester of college, I timed it out so that I would go to Los Angeles and do an internship out there. I would finish college while I was in LA through my school, and I got some really nice experience working with the public relations firm that ended up hiring me. So it worked out. And so senior year, I was out in Los Angeles, kind of feeling the place out and trying to set myself up for a career. So I did have a place to stay through the college. We stayed at a place in LA. And I'll just tell you this because it was really funny for the time that I lived there. It was called the Oakwood Apartments, and this is a huge complex of like furnished apartments. And so there was a lot of kid actors there, like Frankie Munoz, if you watch Malcolm in the Middle, was there with his family. Hillary and Haley Duff were there. They were like Disney child stars for a while. They were there running around the complex. So when kid actors would like get a big part, they would kind of go and rent these apartments in the Oakwood apartment complex. And their families would move out and everything was furnished and it was really close to the studio. So that was the place where I first lived when I moved to LA.
That's so cool. I actually have heard of that, the Oakwood Apartments.
Yeah, there's a big chain of them, but that was always a hotbed for like young kid actors.
Oh, wow.
Who's next?
Who's next?
Did someone else have a question at the same time? Or was it Eliza?
I'm trying to think of a good one.
Yes, I got a question.
Okay, off you go.
List.
Do you have any advice on how to handle with hate and bullying?
Hate bullying. I have found in my experience that bullies are very insecure and they're scared. They're afraid of something. And I think bullying, like hate, it's a learned behavior. You know, we don't start out as kids hating and bullying other kids. You know, this is something that's passed on. I know that growing up in a small town, you'd see that a lot. And, you know, as you got older, you started to realize, like, oh, these kids, a lot of them, they live in tough families. They live in really hard households. You know, that is passed on from them, from their parents, just like their parents probably passed it on to them. So I know it's not always easy in the moment, but I always try to meet those situations with love, because if a person's willing to do that to another human being, it's because they're really scared of something. And it's a projection of them being afraid. And it's hard to try and have an open heart and an open mind to someone who is, you know, doing that to you or someone you know. Oh, hello.
Okay.
What's going on? Hi. Gemma brought friends. No?
Hi.
Batman brought Robin. Hello. So I know that's maybe a bit of a complicated answer, but I try to look at people who have, you know, bad behavior, and I just try to understand where they're coming from and what they mean to be going through. Jim, I'm gonna have you mute yourself.
Sorry.
You're having a party back there, and you're not invited. You're gonna have to mute yourself. So yeah, I don't know. I hope that answers your question. Really, I know that if you don't, I don't know. That's very complicated.
Yes,
I'm not a qualified counselor, but it's not always easy. But to do like what the masters did, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, to try and meet that resistance with love, you find that the bullying fades away really quickly. And I just know that you know, if you don't react in fear and if you don't give them the power, they'll maybe go off and learn something, or they'll find, you know, another victim, or maybe give it up altogether. So, you know.
I have gotten a lot of hate and bullying at school and also in fandom and stuff. It was pretty bad, and still actually it's going on sometimes. And I just never handle it right way.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a bummer to hear. I don't know. I always get sad to hear that there's that stuff that goes on with fandom, because it's people coming together for a really cool thing. So it actually shocks me that some of those situations happen. But you let me know who they are.
What did you say?
You let me know who they are.
Yeah.
Now I'll send them some Gerhardt love.
Oh yeah. Will do.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm friends with Frankenstein. What are you gonna do about it?
Unkillable.
Is everybody going to make it to next April's convention?
Yeah.
Oh, Enchanted.
Yes.
I might come. I really hope I can.
Petition to get Chad back.
This is another.
Go to Enchanted.
Is this Star Fury?
Yeah, Star Fury. Yeah, Star Fury's
Star Fury.
their Enchanted convention to April, because it was supposed to
cool.
be in May.
Nice.
Hopefully you can make it again.
I'd love to go. I had a blast with you guys there. It was so fun.
Even if I have to skive off work, I'm still coming.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know if Sean Harry, who runs it, him and his team, they're so great. And you know, if he offers a chance to go,
We'll make sure.
Yeah.
We'll definitely make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Chad, you should go to the Happy Ending convention in Paris. I'll be going there. I don't want to meet you.
Cool. I've never been to Paris. I'd be happy to go. The thing about conventions, you have to be invited.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd love it if I just showed up.
Come to the Netherlands. Convention in the Netherlands. Would it be better?
Yeah. Well, if they invite me, I'm down. Always down.
How are conventions? I've never been to one, but I want to go.
Oh, they're
It's so
great.
much
Me
fun.
too.
They're so
They're fun.
Brilliant.
There's so many.
Yeah.
No, they're super fun. I love it, and it's been a hard year, just because none of the conventions have been going on. I was supposed to do a number of them here in the States, and they all obviously got canceled or moved to the fall or next year. So it's just such a bummer, but they're a blast. You just get to meet the most cool, chill people who are excited to be there, and you get to talk with them and share stories and take pictures and give hugs. And I just think it's the coolest thing. I really enjoy doing them a lot. It's really a good time.
After her photo with you and saying, she literally came up to me, Emma did, after her photo and was like,
Are you really going to call me out for this?
I have permission for you to do it.
Go on, Karis, call me out.
like, then he gives the best hugs.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Well, thanks. You know, Franken hugs.
Franken hugs.
Trademark it.
Oh, Chad, thank you for the book recommendation. I'm in the middle of The Winter King. It's really good. It's really good.
Oh yes, I'm so happy to hear that. You gotta let me know what you think when you finish it. One of my favorite authors is this dude named Bernard Cornwell, who is, I believe, originally from Wales. Karis. So, and now he lives in like Cape Cod, and he's regarded as one of the best historical fiction writers in the world. And he writes, he wrote this trilogy about like Excalibur and King Arthur and Merlin and Guinevere and Lancelot and all that stuff. But he said it in like really accurate 6th century locations. He did all his homework, all his research, the real battles that were fought, everything else, and he kind of flipped the whole Arthur legend on its head and used real battles, real this, real whatever, and he told it through like the eyes of a fictional character that he inserts in his books. But it's like my all-time favorite trilogy. So I'm glad you're reading it, and you'll have to let me know what you think when you finish them all. I've read them like 4 times.
You're right.
Huh? Oh yeah, you can go first with talking. I'm fine.
No, it's just that she raised her hand in the chat, so I was.
Oh.
It's just clapping because this book is very good for Bernard Cornwell.
Oh. Someone was talking. It was really low though.
Yeah.
The bad English is me, Scarlett.
Oh, Scarlett, you have the floor.
No, my question is, how do you feel when you discover how many fans you have in Brazil or in Latin America? Because after the lockdown in quarantine, practically you are top one in all the streamings are available here in South America. So,
I'll tell you what, it was an awesome surprise, you know, and I was emailing the director of this film, Sniper Ultimate Kill, and because we were, for those that don't know, you know, Scarlett, I met Scarlett because apparently in like March, April, May, one of the Sony sniper movies I did, Sniper Ultimate Kill, it came out in 2017. It was airing all around the world on Netflix. And so I started getting all these messages from people who were watching this movie on Netflix, and they were taking screen grabs, you know, on their phone, on their computers, and it was like #1 most watched in Brazil, like #1 most watched in Mexico, #1 most watched in India. I'm like, oh my God, our movie's 3 years old, and it's doing really, really well all around the world. And that's how I met so many really wonderful Brazilian fans and people from all around. It was really, really a nice surprise. I didn't expect it for a movie that was already 3 years old, especially when you can watch the Netflix movies. You know, Netflix makes movies too. And they have like $50 million, $100 million movies, you know, with like Ryan Reynolds and everything else. And I couldn't believe that our movie was more popular than all of those movies. So it was a really, really wonderful thing. I'm really glad everyone shared that stuff with me because I didn't know, and it introduced me to a whole new group of awesome people around the world, like yourself, Scarlett, and your mom.
yeah, my mom, it's a very funny story because the doctors cannot explain which is the trigger. Because when she see you on the movies or in the streaming, she smiled, she started to giving you kisses. In some way, she had some connection because my father that passed away last year was a fan of sniper movies. It's like a
Okay.
trigger. So this is one of the points that I wrote it to you that time. And very thank you for everything you do for her. It is very awesome. That and for me, it's no. I'm speechless because it's so many thank yous because you are the only one that they can make she react sometimes. So when we are in a bad mood, you just put in she smile, whatever. I think she's the oldest one, 94.
Well, that's very sweet, and I'm glad. That's wonderful to hear. And I suppose we just have to make more movies for her.
Mhm.
So, I'll call Sony and we'll keep making more movies for your mom.
And just one question, the first time I saw you in a film, it's a very funny because it was, I think, your first movie, the Mummy movie, and you are talking German, and I was in Germany for a business meeting. The only
That
thing
wasn't
on
me.
TV, I say, okay, I cannot try to understand the story if I don't know German, so what's you talking in German? It's very funny.
Oh, funny. No, I don't speak much German, except wunderbar. Wonderful. Not all I got.
But I think I can talk for all the ladies. What we really appreciate you here in South America, it's that you are super connected to your fans. In the first beginning, me, Giovanna, the other girls, we always thought it was like a boot or some agency reply your message. And now, for example, the word of the Call of Duty in Brazil, in 3 hours, we got more than 200 likes for Alex page.
Oh, cool.
With Brazilians. So,
That's awesome.
And even the co-works now, they are asking me for promotions if or give me candies, whatever, for play with you. So
That's so cool. I thank you for saying that. I really, what I was saying before when Beth was asking about conventions, it's like I just really enjoy it. I just think it's super fun. You get to meet. How else would you get to meet so many awesome people all at once? And I don't really look at the stuff as like fans and like having a boundary and whatever. I mean, obviously I'm here and I'm just one person, so I can't do it all, and I can't say hi to everyone, and I can't get back to every message and whatever. But I do try, just because fans to me is like, well, we're not fans, we're friends. It's cool. It's you were nice enough to watch something that I was in. I really appreciate that, and you took time out of your day to just say thank you, and that you enjoyed the TV show or the movie or whatever. So it's important to me to just take the time back and say, no, thank you, because without you watching, I can't do this stuff I love to do. So I don't know. It makes sense to me, but maybe not everyone else feels that way.
Yeah, I gotta say, me and Liv were astounded that you actually messaged us back to do this like 10 minutes after we'd sent it. We were like, wait, is it the real one? Did we message the real one? And he got back to us so fast. We were like, what?
Oh my goodness. I have to say, our group on Facebook, and when you stream, when we play Call of Duty, it's pretty awesome. It's a really awesome group, and I love everybody.
It is cool. Yeah, and for those that aren't in it, some wonderful people, including some here, have set up it's a Facebook group. And it's fun. Like they do some watch parties once in a while of like movies, and they almost all hop on the stream when I go on Twitch and I play Call of Duty, and I try to play with Beth and Gemma and a bunch of other people who play Call of Duty. I love to just go and we play together, which is really, really, really fun. But it really is a lovely group, and very supportive, and I'm very grateful for them and their support. But what I love the most is seeing you guys are all just like best besties right now. You guys have the most fun with each other. I'm just like, I could just step out. Like, you guys are fine. Like, you guys are having a blast together. So, whatever excuse you need to connect with other awesome humans, I'm glad that I could be a small part of that for sure.
Cool.
All right, who's brave?
Yeah, and for me, I think for everyone, see the faces that you just see the name is it's impressive because you talk with the person like you met for 10 years, like Beth, Rachel, Dorota, and now see the faces is totally different. So this is another point that I think you create between the fans. It's like we really create a family, I think, in the Facebook page.
No, we're just people at the end of the day. It's all good. Cool. You know, I got to put my pants on the same way you do. It's totally so different. Sometimes I just have a camera pointed at my face. That's all. That's the only difference.
But to be sure that the Brazilians, we are trying talking with the directors from the Comic Con that is in December here. If they can add you, you know, we are doing like a sign list, whatever. We don't know what happened because we are in lockdown, but we are trying.
Man. I would love it. I've never been to Brazil. I hear it's a good time.
Oh, I'd love it.
I'm down for a good time.
Another
in South America, just Colombia for the movie.
Sorry?
So the only country you know from South America is Colombia because of the movie.
Yeah. We filmed in Bogota a few years ago. So that's it. I mean, I've been to Mexico a few times, but I've not really gotten to explore more of South America properly. One day. Starting with
I love photo op.
Oh, that's so cute.
What happened?
Oh, I just showing off the photo ops.
Hey, 1 year ago. Oh, I remember that. I remember you were with your family. Oh, yeah. Look at the Anders. Cheeky.
I swear, we blinked in a year went by.
It went by fast.
That's
One thing, I literally feel like I'm just the youngest here, like I always am.
I reckon you are.
You all look like 20 or something.
Well, there's a lot of feedback in that. Sorry, I couldn't understand.
Yep.
Huh?
There's a little bit of feedback in the mic. I didn't hear what you said.
I said I feel like I'm the youngest here, like always, because you all look like 20 and I'm 14.
I know.
My goodness.
Karen's a baby.
I
You
know.
are the baby. I probably am the oldest.
I take 20.
Yeah.
I'm 62.
Someone say they're 62?
Take care of you.
62?
Oh, wow.
No.
Yeah,
Get up,
1958.
No.
Oh,
Wow.
Guys.
45.
Gosh. What are your views?
You are not 45, Rachel. Stop.
I am 45. Yeah. I'm old. I don't look it now. All the creams.
Oh, goodness.
Sarah, how are you? Tell me about you, Sarah.
Sarah.
Sorry, the entire time I was also having McDonald's. I'm from Maryland, so I'm like another American.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was having food, so I'm bad, but I'm good.
Very cool. I almost went to the University of Maryland.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like my second choice. Yeah. What terrapins? They're like turtles?
Yeah, terrapins, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
we're from the vacation area. We're like in Ocean City.
Oh, Ocean City. I've been there before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Long time ago. Little feller. But
Yeah, very little fella.
I like Maryland. Maryland's great.
It's gorgeous. I went over visited Sarah last year, just before Enchanted, so I was in Ocean City last year as well. It was gorgeous.
So cool. You know, that's what I was saying before. It's like you guys make friends with each other, and then you go and visit each other. Like Ida, you came all the way over to Birmingham. You know,
Yeah.
Emma's going from Ireland to Maryland. Like, I just think it's the coolest thing, and it's just the friends that people make as a result of these cons, or just like a show they enjoy. I just think it's just like it's the coolest thing in the world.
it is amazing. I'm going to be going to next year's with friends I met in Enchanted too, so it's going to be so much fun.
Oh,
Me, Karis, and Olivia actually met within a group chat to go for Enchanted 2. We all met just after all the guests were announced. And
Oh, very cool.
They're okay.
Yeah, they're fine.
I tolerate them.
That's exactly it.
I've only been to one convention, and Emma was gracious enough to take me to MegaCon in Orlando, and that was like my first ever convention to ever try that. It was crazy. It was like a lot happening. So I remember Emma being like, "You should go to Star Fury because it would probably be a little more organized than how the other one was."
Well, it didn't help that we weren't there for too long because we had to go. It was in Orlando, and so we went because we road tripped over to Florida, and MegaCon was in Orlando. And we had to go to a concert in Fort Lauderdale, so we already had like a 2-hour ride or 3-hour ride over to Fort Lauderdale. So we couldn't stay all day, so we had time to meet like 2 or 3 people, and then we had to run.
We sprinted.
Mega fast.
I had to fly from Milan to Manchester to go straight from the Milan convention to Wales Comic Con in like the same night, so I had to run out of Rose Reynolds fan meet. Like,
whoa! Yeah, I thought you were doing that. I remember I saw Georgina's status update about that going ahead because I remember seeing that she was in Milan, and then you were in like Wales Comic Con, and I went,
yeah,
you were in Italy yesterday. What the hell?
we literally like flew. I ran out of the last day of the convention, like ran back to the hotel because the taxi was waiting. Got the taxi to the airport, flew to Germany, and then flew to Manchester. Waited for Gina to get off a plane, and then we got a taxi from Manchester to Wales. Went to sleep, and then went straight to the Comic Con the day after.
Oh no, couldn't.
Hardcore.
Ooh.
I love it.
I did meet one of my best friends at Enchanted last year, though, like for the first time. Like
nice.
Delaney's. Well, she lives in Florida now, but she was in Oregon at the time. I was in yours and David's fan meet on the Sunday, Chad, and I think you were asking what the best part of the weekend was, and I was just like meeting this one for the first time because we'd been talking for about 3 years and finally got to meet for the first time. Time there. So it was really good.
Very, very cool. That's such a great story. All right, who's next? Olivia, you organized this darn thing.
Come on, Liv.
What's going on?
Let's
you got
speak.
for us?
I'm just sat here ever so awkwardly. I really don't know what to say.
Liv did message me privately saying, thank God he's talking because I don't know what to do. She did actually say that to me at the start.
I got another question, if that's okay.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So I want to be an actress myself, but I don't really know how to start. Like I applied for some things, but I haven't really gotten answers back, and I just don't really know where to start now.
Well, I don't know how it all works in the Netherlands, but I think that at least the way that I approached it, I don't know what I was doing. I had never done a stage play in high school. Like I've never done theater still to this day, and that's typically how a lot of actors come up through it. They start doing plays when they're in school or they're younger, and then maybe they go to college or university and get a degree and train for 4 years, and then maybe take it beyond that. I didn't really do it that way. I just hopped into classes in Los Angeles and just took my time with it, really. So I think that the cool thing that I love about acting is you never stop learning. You keep becoming a different person, which means you get to bring the way you grow into every role that you do. But you always learn so much about the acting process, about filmmaking in general. So it's really like always being in school, and I love that just because I'm a naturally curious dude. So I would say for you, really, it's don't put pressure on yourself. Just take some classes. Just meet other actors. Just try and study and learn and figure out what you love about it. Someone's trying to creep in behind you. Hello.
That's my dad.
Hi, Dad. Hi. How are you?
We're trying to fix the headphones.
Oh, you have such a lovely daughter, sir. She's quite a gem.
Aww.
She's real presents.
Yeah, but I would just say that, and just have fun, take your time. And I think that the only reason I really got an acting due is because I gave myself the freedom to have fun with it. And I know a lot of other people have different goals with acting. They want to win awards, they want to be recognized, they want to be famous. For me, I just figured out really early on what I thought I'd have the most fun in, and that was the thing that just kept me going. And it's no coincidence that I got to be in a video game, and I got to be in sniper movies, and I got to be in Once Upon a Time. All that stuff's fun to me. So, but that was always something that I had figured out early on.
Would you ever do theater?
Would I ever do theater? I maybe. I don't know. To me, theater actors are like the bravest actors in the world. It's so hard. Just the preparation and the live performance. And then doing that like 8 times a week. I'm so impressed by theater actors in general. Yeah. Well, not that TV and film doesn't have its own challenges and is exhausting in its own way, but for theater, it's just a whole different animal, and I have a great appreciation for it. I hear it doesn't pay very well.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Yeah. Maybe one day for fun, I would throw my hat in the ring and see what happened.
Do you ever watch yourself back? There are so many actors which never want to see their own performance. Do you ever do that? Do you ever sit with your family and say, "Oh, we're going to watch the movie with me in it"?
I typically I'll watch it when it airs, typically, or the movie comes out or something like that, and then I will just watch through, and I'll just kind of like make mental notes and stuff like that. See where I could have done better, or because sometimes like I shoot a sniper movie, it comes out a year later. So during that time, maybe you are in other projects and you really learn and you grow and you become a better actor. So I do like to look at the projects that I'm in and see like, oh, if I could have gone back, I would have done this differently, or like I've learned and I will take this thing with me now to the next project. But I watch it once for that kind of critical evaluation, and then I go and I chop scenes out of it for my demo reels, performance reels for my managers and agents and stuff like that. But after that, I pretty much I don't have my TV playing my sniper movies on repeat in the background. I'm not one of those actors.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Maybe you can think and do audiobooks, because with your voice I can listen like 5 hours of any book.
Yeah, you need
I'll do it.
That's very kind. I actually just signed with new agents for voiceover representation. So
Oh, cool.
Cool.
they just sent me a commercial to be the voice of the Marines.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
It was pretty cool. I just had a video game audition, so we'll see. We'll line something up fun, but I like the voiceover stuff. I really enjoy it, so I would love to do an audiobook. I think that'd be a blast. Maybe Bernard Cornwell, historical fiction.
God.
Yeah, because it's like 10 books. 10 books, 1,000 pages. Yes, do it.
Okay.
Scarlett and I will listen to it all the time.
If Morgan Freeman can do it. Always. Morgan Freeman. The best.
Just want to say I love all of your accents, and then there's me with my Dutch accent.
Oh no, I don't.
My accent? I don't know that I have.
Everybody's.
Oh, everyone's. I was gonna say. Everyone else is
I
much more
love
fancy
all
than
of
me.
your accents. They're so beautiful.
My accent's horrible.
No, they're not.
Gemma was cracking me up the other night when we were playing. It was awesome. I loved it.
You swearing your head off? I was swearing. It was bugger. She liked bugger. That's not too bad. That was Nicole. I'm the same. I go to and I'm toning myself down as bloody instead of effort.
Emma, who's your friend?
It's Stella. This is Stella. I was just actually showing her the photo edits of you as Wolverine.
I love X-Men.
She's a big X-Men fan, so.
Sorry, I wasn't able to hear that clearly. Can you say that again?
I was just showing Stella the Wolverine edit photos.
The Wolverine edit, okay.
Oh, the Wolverine photos. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
She's a big X-Men fan. And we were talking about Channing Tatum wanting to play Gambit, and I was asking if she thought you would make a good Gambit. And she said yeah.
I don't know that I'm smooth enough to play Gambit. Gambit is a smooth operator. For those that don't know, I'm a big nerd. I think y'all know that. But we're talking X-Men comics right now. And there's
It's
a
nice
character
to
called,
talk to someone who knows what Gambit is.
yeah, there's a character called Gambit who's like he's like a Cajun thief, and he's very smooth with his,
Do you think you could do the accent?
Cajun accent.
I don't know. I probably could if I had some practice, but improving it, no. You know what I'm
Pretty
doing that.
tough accent. I've not researched it and stuff.
That's
So
cool.
funny, I
Gambit's a
was
good character.
saying to Gemma the other day, I can't really understand Louisiana accent very well, but Cajun I can understand much better for some reason.
Yeah. No, the Creole accent, yeah, it's very different, you know, because I had done some filming in a different part of Louisiana, like, oh man, where the hell was I? Lafayette, where things are very Cajun. And then you get into New Orleans proper, it sounds completely different. They're two like different accents in different parts of the state. So yeah, they take a little getting used to for sure.
Can you do a Scottish accent?
Oh God.
I've been wanting to listen to it. I need to know.
I was going to feel pressured because
there's not many accents I can do off the top of my head. But if you give me a minute and so I can remember some of the key changes, I can kind of muscle my way through them. But Scottish, I don't really ever play with on Scottish. I would just sound like. You guys ever grow up on a show called DuckTales? Cartoon. You guys ever remember DuckTales?
It's also it was an 80s cartoon. I love
Scrooge McDuck.
Yes.
Well, Scrooge McDuck's like nemesis and the second richest duck in the world was Flintheart Glumgold, who was Scottish. So if I tried to do a Scottish accent right now, I would sound like a really cheap version of Flintheart.
I mean, we'd be okay with that, you know.
No one wants
as
that.
long as it wasn't, I don't know, offensive, because you know they think we're all red-headed, tartan wearing, haggis eating. I don't know, but we're not, because you know I've got blue and green hair.
I actually do. There's quite a lot of tartans. Not usually.
Braveheart is my favorite movie.
This is true.
But even then, I'd probably need a better.
Braveheart photo shoot has to happen. I've been looking at kilts.
That's true.
Yes.
We've been talking on Twitter about doing a Braveheart photo shoot. And, just as a reason to throw blue paint all over my face. But I was working on getting a kilt for me, which will be new. Very new.
I was wondering, is there like a difference between, well, no, there is a difference, but like what's easier, kind of like voice acting or on set and actually physically acting? Does that make sense?
Voice acting is it's a lot more casual. I can do a lot of the auditions from home, which is nice. So that is very convenient. And I don't know, I really like working in voice acting. It's a different animal. You have to be so aware of so many things with your voice and whatever. It's amazing what these super expensive fancy microphones pick up, like the little pops in your like mouth and stuff that you make. Like it's really, you have to be very, very aware of that sort of stuff. But I think it's a bit of an easier process for me, just depending. Obviously, there's really it's you and the mic, so you don't really have to worry about the physical part of all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty fun. But I also know that everyone in the world is a voiceover actor, so there's tons of them out there. So some of my friends are really successful voice actors, and like, yeah, if I book like 5 jobs, you know, as a voiceover actor out of 300 auditions, like, it's a pretty good year. I'm like, 300 auditions, like for 5 jobs. I'm like, okay, but you know, sometimes like that job is like being the voice of McDonald's, and now you're buying a house in the Hollywood Hills. So I get why everybody pursues it. It is a lot of fun.
You know, in the movie Sniper Assassin's End, you had that fight scene in the woods. How did you choreograph that? How was that done? Was there somebody?
Yeah, so Sniper Assassin's End just came out a few weeks ago, and we had Rachel's asking about a really pretty epic fight scene I had, me and the lead female character, Lady Death. Yeah, we went toe to toe in a forest and had this really, really long fight scene. So we probably spent between 15 and 17 hours rehearsing that in a martial arts dojo studio off-set. When we weren't actually on set filming scenes, we were rehearsing with a really wonderful stunt team, fight coordinating team. And it's hard. I mean, that was it. You know, we took the shoes off and we got on the mats and we danced it out, you know, day after day, hour after hour. It's very tedious, you know. It's really, and there were so many elements to it, so many like dance steps, if you will, that it took that long to get it. And you know, in the movie, it goes by like this, but the hours you have to put into just creating 3 to 5 minutes of fighting is absolutely bonkers, because you can't just show up on the day and wing it. Someone will get and put in the hospital. So it's really a very intricate dance. And but it was fun. We were doing, you know, obviously regular fighting with weapons. We were doing some kickboxing, but then we rolled in like we were doing like mixed martial arts, like Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So we had a lot of really interesting things to learn. Because the thing about putting together stunt scenes like that, fight scenes like that, is you have to learn how to do it for real, and then you have to learn the fake version so no one gets hurt. So you're kind of learning things twice. You know, I like to box, so I know how to box, and I know how to do it technically with footwork and form and everything else with the punches. But then a lot of ways, you know, in boxing, you're very tight and you're very small, and the punches are straight out. In film, that looks really boring. So you've got to learn how to fight your instincts and loop, because that looks better for camera. And so you have to learn fighting in a whole new way, a way that would make a real boxer just go. It's really exciting for the audience, you know. That's why you see a lot of martial arts movies. You know, there's a lot of really big, wide swings and wide kicks, because this looks very, very boring on camera. So you have to learn a whole different way to go about it. But it's pretty fun.
This is just from like interviews that I've seen from like Marvel movies, like actors from Marvel movies. Is it really like learning a dance, like combat fighting?
It is, and you know, people who do have a background in sports, athletics, or dancing, you know, they'll pick it up very fast, because it really is more about footwork and just knowing spacing. You know, and then you have to be aware of where a camera is. Like if the camera's over behind the back of my head, I have to know how to cheat for that to make the punch. So now the punch has to come across this way so that the camera sees it better from back here, or vice versa from here, you know. So it's really, it is an interesting dance for sure. That's the best thing I can compare it to. There's the steps, there's the footwork. You have to know how many feet to be away. If the camera's really far away or blocked by another actor, you can be 5 feet away from somebody and just acting like you're hitting them in the face, and they're just faking it, you know. But sometimes you can't do that. You have to get really close. That's where you really have to have your practice down, because nobody wants to lose a tooth over a fake fight scene, which I've come close to before.
Oh gosh.
I'll just tell you, it's not fun. What else? Oh, it's almost 11:30. Oh my goodness. But I'll take, you know, another last question, or we'll try and chat and wrap it up.
Yeah, let's go on.
What's the best thing that has ever happened to you?
The best thing that's ever happened to me. Oh my goodness. Look at you, 14 years old, asking the deep questions. Holy moly. I don't know. I think that well, we'll just do this because we talked about it earlier. You know, when I I think gave myself the permission to go to LA and just start, because I don't know anyone. You know, I don't know anyone out here. I decided that this was the place for me. I wanted to try it on for size. Everything about it seemed fascinating and interesting. So I think that like when I was just allowed myself to try, and I landed out here and then I never left. And I just think it's changed my life for the better in so many ways. The things I've learned, the people I've met, it's just something to be said for being out in the sunshine almost every single day, which is always speaks to me as well. So I think that one of the best things that happened to me was getting in that car with my grandfather and setting out for LA, at 21 years old. And, because it literally changed the entire course of my life. And here we are now, chatting with you friends as a result.
Awesome. Well, I guess if you are about to head off, we just want to say thank you for allowing us to invite you in and join us.
Oh, this was lovely. Thank you so much for organizing, Emma and Liv, and I believe there was someone else that.
Karis did.
Karis did too. Okay, Karis, thank you guys, and everyone who donated, thank you. That's really, really sweet and very, very kind. That's such a nice gesture because I love doing this stuff when I have the time, but to have it also be for a good cause is always a wonderful thing. So appreciate you guys organizing that too and contributing to that sort of stuff. And for everyone for showing up. What a great group. This is amazing. We were representing half the globe in here.
It really was.
It's really nice. So, well, thank you for having me, and thank you for coming, everyone. And I hope that I get to pop by conventions and meet every single one of you in person somehow, some way, or see.
I really hope to meet you once in person. I really do.
Yeah.
See how COVID treats us.
Yeah, let's hope. Fingers it's over.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, I will sign off. Maybe you guys want to keep hanging out and chat together. Having a good time.
Thank you. All right, thanks.
All right. Have a good rest of your week, everyone.
Bye.
Love.
Have a nice day.
See you later.
Bye.